Long weekend ahead. My name's Kay Adams, Peter Schrager, D'Angelo Hall. KB, what's up?
Hey, it's kind of a funny thing. I got to go to the U.S. Open yesterday, and I got to see some tennis here in Queens and New York. Never been there before. It was amazing. I'm walking around like this mezzanine area, and there's all these people, and it's a great scene and everything. This guy grabs me by the shoulder. He's got this crazy beard. He goes, "Hey, say it!" And I go, "What? What?" So he goes, "Say it!" And I go, "Say what?" He goes, "Lead block!" Yeah! So for Terry the Jets fan, let's all do it together. 1, 2, 3, lead block! That's for you, Terry. What a guy.
If someone did that to me, I would lose my mind.
You see something, say something.
Like that, yeah. Ooh, Saquon Barkley
took
his first hit. Guys, he took his first hit in padded practice yesterday. That is great news for Giants fans who have just seen this all preseason. Their guy, their star, standing or sitting on the sideline. Saquon and Kenny Golladay, by the way, who hasn't taken a snap this preseason, were asked yesterday, when all these key pieces haven't been on the field together, can that offense start fast in week 1, or will it take some time?
I truly don't know the answer until we get out there. You never know. You don't know how the season's going to start. Obviously, you have an idea of how you want it to start, but you never know. But I think we have a great group of guys, a veteran group who's been playing football for a very long time. I think between all of us, we have a lot of football plays. Not so much together, but just to know, being on the football field, that it's kind of like you've been doing this since some of us been playing 7, middle school, high school. At the end of the day, football's football.
I'm excited when I look in the huddle and see all those guys. It's very exciting, but people been in and out of the lineup, so we're going to be a little probably slow to get off, but we got some workers on this team, and I feel like we put the work in. I feel like we can be really special.
Kenny keeping it honest. It's 6 days till kickoff to the season, 9 days until the Broncos come to town to battle it out with those Giants week 1. Should New York fans expect a playoff? By the way, I changed the question because in the meeting it was run.
Yeah.
Should we expect a playoff run
That's
from
different.
the Giants? And
Yeah.
I was like, let's change that to appearance in 2020.
Yeah, run is like you're going to clear the title game.
Couple
games.
Let's relax.
Yeah, that's like
Kenny
a Cinderella
Galladay's telling
story.
you we're starting slow.
I know. Should they expect a playoff appearance? I wouldn't expect it. No, I hope for it. I hope it happens. Should we just do the Daniel Jones thing one more time? Let's just buckle up, hands and feet inside the vehicle. We've done this for 6 months. Can this kid play? I hope so. I really do. This is the year. This might even be the game. I hate the matchup against Denver. I wish it was a slow rollout. I even wish they were playing against a team with a great offense, but maybe not that kind of pass rush. I hate it. And yet, one of the things we pulled up in the offseason, we pulled up a lot on this dude, is that through 2 years, he has significantly better numbers than Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen did through 2 years. In almost every important category, Daniel Jones is better. So what does that lead me to believe? That guy we talked about just now, Kenny Golladay, I think he's actually really important because he's going to have to be Daniel Jones, Stephon Diggs.
Oof,
Josh Allen doesn't do. I know, it's a lot. And someone in Western New York just threw up. And maybe he doesn't have to be as good as Stephon Diggs or as productive. You got to be something. We talk so much Saquon, and that matters, and Daniel Jones. Kenny Golladay, we almost never speak about you. You've kind of been in and out of camp. We don't really know what great of a player you are. So you got to be huge in this thing because, again, D'Angelo, as a guy who made his living feasting off quarterbacks making mistakes, Daniel Jones makes a lot. And if he does early against Denver and then against Washington, we're sitting at 0-2. And the sky is falling. And I don't want it. But we need some big plays, man.
Yeah, and when I look at this, are the Giants a playoff team? The answer has to be no. Because if you can't protect Daniel Jones, to me, it all starts there. Like, even listening to Saquon, right? Saquon's like, I don't know. We'll see. We got to, we start slow. He's watched the same thing we've watched through the course of preseason. And so he knows, as dynamic as he is, as dynamic as all of those pieces when they get on the football field together, I mean, the skill position, like for the longest, I told people, right, before any preseason games were played, I said, man, the Giants scare me. Everybody keeps talking Dallas in this division. As a Washington fan, I'm saying the Giants scare me. They beat us twice. As bad as that line is, they beat us twice, right? And so that was the team that scared me. But when I didn't see any type of progression with that offensive line, still not protecting Daniel Jones, like, I don't know if he can play or not. And I almost feel bad for him because I think he can play. I just think he hasn't been given He's been given the proper pieces from a skill position standpoint, but like I said, if you cannot protect the quarterback, and like you said, Kyle, that matchup,
It's tough. It's not
Denver
ideal.
has a heck of a defense, and that pass rush is going to be coming. And so, if anybody watched any preseason games like we did, that Giants offensive line is they're going to be in for a long day.
I mean, D'Angelo, you're taking the words right out of my mouth. And you really are, because that's what I'm basing it on, the preseason. Now, look, we have all these stars, and you've got Galladay, and, there's excitement about Galladay. And, yes, Saquon comes back, and he looks amazing wearing a backwards hat and running.
Looks great. When
the games start, Von Miller's lining up there, Bradley Chubb is right there, and you have Andrew Thomas, and you have either Soder or Nate Solder, or you have Matt Pert out of UConn. And I'll tell you what, we haven't seen much of Saquon this summer. We haven't seen Galladay. We've seen those guys, and it hasn't been good. And it's been against backups on other teams. So I have great fear about the bookend tackles on this team. And the whole point was we're going to revitalize. Look at Josh Uche put a performance on in this preseason game that I'm up there doing flips about Uche, and I'm watching it back. I'm I don't know, was Uche that good, or is the Giants offensive line that bad? We have so much that we say about Daniel Jones, and it's year 4, it's year 3, and there's so much pressure, and he needs to step up. I'll tell you what, last year they had an offensive line draft like no other in 2020 where it was tackle, tackle, tackle. The Giants took the first one, 4th overall. You want to talk about someone who's under pressure? How about Andrew Thomas?
Yeah.
He's their starting left tackle. Look who else is there. Jedrick Wills, who's going to be a stud. Mekhi Becton, who's already been talking about generational talent. And then Tristan Wirf, who has a Super Bowl ring and is already in the top 100 because he protected Tom Brady last year. Thomas went 4th overall. So we could talk Daniel Jones and the expectations and the hype. Tell you what, if those 2 offensive tackles cannot protect, Daniel Jones has no shot. And to your point, Kyle, real quick, they play them on a Sunday, the Broncos, Chubb and Miller. On Thursday, Montez Sweat, Chase Young, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen. Matt Ioannidis.
That's that offensive line. Keep saying them names. It's like Mufasa.
That's what I'm telling you.
Say another name.
Chase Young.
All right,
Montez Sweat.
Jamin Davis.
Them offensive linemen going to be shaking.
Say the word pressure. So there's pressure on the picks. This whole team is under so much pressure, Schrags, because I've preached patience on this whole Gettleman experience. He had the chance to tear it down, build it back up, build up a strong defense. They have a strong defense, built up some exciting playmakers, adding them to the roster, drafting them, what have you, acquiring them. And now it's go time. Patience is over. And I worry, we talk about pressure. How big of a pressure cooker is this Giants organization right now? If they don't get it right, we have heard John Mara, like I haven't heard him through my career, speak very candidly about the time is now. And he's not happy. This is a championship team that wants to get back there. And I think that if they fail at this, if we don't see that, I do think big changes will come to this team.
I think so. I don't think the coach is in danger. I just wouldn't think in year 2. But I do think you look at the overall core of this team, they went all in for this season. And Daniel Jones has that contract extension looming. Saquon has that contract extension looming. And then you've got a front office that, hey, we've been picking all these players. Here's what it is. You can't go 6-10 or 6-11 again. It just can't happen year after year after year. They finished the season really strong last year, though. They won 4 games. They look good. There's momentum. And I think they feel good this summer, but...
The football was... What Kay's talking about, it's crazy where these guys were drafted. Where Thomas, you said, was drafted where?
4th overall.
Where's Saquon drafted?
2nd overall.
Daniel Jones drafted?
6th overall.
Come on. These guys, that's 3 top 10 picks who all have to show out. And as far as Daniel Jones... All on offense. I feel like with Daniel Jones... I almost feel like I know more about Mac Jones right now than I know about Daniel Jones. I just do. I'm more confident in him through a few preseason games.
So weird.
And I've seen Daniel Jones play real football for 2 years, and I still don't know what I'm getting. I'd rather go to battle with Mac just because there's so much mystery. Can Daniel Jones play? Can he play? Bottom line.
He can play.
Can he?
He can play. And he's sneaky athletic. And so you can do a lot of different things. And even when I see Jason Garrett out there calling plays, it takes me back to Dak's rookie year, right? Where he doesn't need to process everything.
Okay.
You just need to have a stable run game. But like I said, that Dallas team was built through the offensive line. And so I think even for Jason Garrett, he's thinking God, I want to run the football, but these guys can't block. They can't, they're not really effective run blockers. They're not really effective pass blockers. And so it's tough. It's tough because everything literally starts up front. It doesn't matter if you have your quarterback if you can't protect them.
Is this one of the teams on your list of must-win playoff games?
Absolutely.
This is it. I mean,
the teams like the Raiders,
they have to win.
You have to.
Or else.
If you don't get a wild card this year, it's not working. That's 3 straight years of this thing.
Is the conversation different if Philly leaves Jalen Hurts in the game.
From last year.
And they go to the
Because they
playoffs.
The Nate
probably
Sudfeld game.
they win the division. They had the tiebreak over Washington.
I know.
And I was watching that game. Philly had all the momentum. And then it was kind of like
Weird
It's the
game.
weirdest
What?
game of all time.
What?
I know.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what I mean? It was playoff checks. Thank you. And so
What is in your coffee over there
don't know.
today?
Whatever it is,
I'm
have more.
excited. I'm
Hey, does
excited.
the radio guy get a playoff check or no?
Nah, bro.
Sorry, dude.
Did you get a check, an extra check for the work you did at NFL.com?
No, I did not.
Oh, NFL.com / predictions. D'Angelo, I believe, was one of 29 analysts that made picks for which teams in both conferences would make it to the playoffs. It's a labor of